Let's start the session. Now, remember, this is a continuation for what we discussed last Sunday, but I'll try to bring some of the components that really essential for you to understand this week content. Now, in this week, I'm planning to expand our discussion to little broader manner. I'll explain some of the advanced techniques you can use when you're producing figures. Plus, I will show some extremely important techniques in MS Word when you're writing your thesis, and again in MS PowerPoint when you're preparing your presentation. So some of these are maybe known to you, but I have seen many students not really following some of these important things when they're writing their thesis to present their data, and when they're making a presentation, and when they're preparing their figures and tables. Now, what we do today is I have selected some exercises and some figure development techniques. Now, the software we are dealing with is SciDavis. Let me quickly open my browser, and I'm going to share the screen with you all, and you can see what I'm doing, and you can really follow the things with me. Now, if you want to really download SciDavis, it's simple. You type SciDavis. You can go to SciDavis official web page. Under downloads, it will go to SourceForge, where a platform people using to distribute open source softwares. So to the chat, I'm going to add the download link. It's already shared with you just now. And the SciDavis web page, here's the link. Now, if you already installed the SciDavis software into your computer, that's wonderful. And you can really work and try these things with me. That's really important for you to understand how SciDavis work with your data. So now let's try to really understand this work. So give me one. So what we do first, last time we learned, or we saw how to plot a graph. Some of these are, let me remove some of these things. Okay, so what we did last time, we were working on how to plot few types of graphs. So today I'm going to show you some extensions to some of these things. Now, the first thing we'll discuss last time, how to plot a calibration graph. So I'm going to quickly put some data, because I really want to show you few things. And I'll put it's a mistake. Let me try to delete these. Okay, now if you have your software, you can put the same set of data with me for a calibration graph. Let me put some real data. I think I had some real data. So if you have an Excel sheet, So this is an Excel sheet where I was working with one of my students. So you can see it's a huge amount of data and multiple graphs. So this is what you can do in Excel. So let me open up some more data that I need. Oops, not the right folder. All right, let me get a calibration plot. So this is the calibration plot developed by the student. So you can see there are two axes with response and the concentration. So let me try to get the concentration first, and then I'll show you how to plot the calibration graph. Now, these are plotted by the student. You can see some of these are extremely complex. Let me show you one thing. Now in Excel, when you put error bars, the common mistake I have seen is, even I have seen this in some PCs, the error bar is going to be same size, because putting error bars somewhat little complex in sometimes when you're plotting a calibration graph. So let me try to grab some of this data. So if you have the Excel sheet, it's easy to collect data. How you do it? You take the column you want to add to Cy Davis, you copy it, then you go to Cy Davis, then you just paste it, just 2 clicks. Then the next set of data is the response. So here's the response. Select it, copy, go to Cy Davis, paste it. Now in this case, there can be some issues because Cy Davis got crashed. It happens sometimes. Let me open it again. So the first set of data, all right, that second set of data. Let me copy the first set of data. Now I have both set of data. So this is a typical calibration graph. Now remember, this is the scientific standard notation. So when we presenting data, this is what we usually do. If you want to change the number of decimals, you can change the number of decimals from here. So decimal digits, select the column, decimal digits, I'm going to keep it to 2 decimals and apply. So this is for 2 decimal points. So that's what I have done. Now, if you want to plot the calibration graph, so what we do is we select the both columns. Then we go to the plot, scatter plot. That's the graph. I'm going to make it a little bigger for you all to see. Now in this graph, you can see it's a typical graph. Now data points beyond the first 6 start to deviate from the linearity. Now the part we haven't discussed last time, how you can draw a best fit curve for this graph. So if you want to draw the best fit curve, the linear curve, how we do it using Cy Davis. In Excel, you know you can do that, but in Cy Davis, again, you can do the same thing. How we do it, you select the table or the graph, you go to analysis, under analysis, quick fit, fit linear. I'm going to do the both thing, linear version and the polynomial version. the linear version, see what happens. I'm going to go again, analysis, quick fit linear. So that's the linear graph. Now, when you do this, it's a red line. If you want to make it black color, you can select or double click on the graph. Then you get the color changing option. You have to select which one you want to change the color. Is it the table or the line? So linear fit line, that's what you want to change. Size is 3. And that's the line. So color, I don't like red color. So I'm going to change the color to black. So that's what I got. If you want to make it a little thicker, you can do it. And if you want a dash line, you can add it. If you want dotted line, you can do it. So that's what you can do using this. Now, how you find the same equation where you used to see in Excel. So here's the place where you can find the result log. The chi-squared value is given. The r-squared value is given. The slope is given. The intercept is given. And the equation, if you want, it's also given. So these are the data you may need when you're writing your thesis. So that data can be taken from here, similar to the Excel. So that's what you have to understand. Again, usually dotted line, dots are the famous way to represent data. But sometimes I would like, rather than dot, I like maybe a cross or some different symbols for these. So you can see the cross is introduced, and we can make it little even bigger. So then it's some like to represent data that manner. Now still we have an issue. The issue is I have seen the data on each axis is not represented in the standard manner, maybe a scientific notation. So if you want to represent them in standard scientific notation, you can go to this graph, table, select the data set. Rather than automatic, you can go to scientific, the lowercase e version or the uppercase e version. So I'll go to uppercase e version. So when you do that, everything will be updated. Let me try to fix this axis. Left, numeric, format, scientific. Why it's not coming? Axis, left, thematic, scientific. Okay, that makes sense to you. You can show this manner if you want to have less decimal points. Precision can be reduced. So that's how it's looked like. Now it's a more scientific graph. You can see the axes are labeled in the scientific manner, and the title can be rewrite if you want. That's what you can do. That's what you can really do. Now, if you want to change the place you start the graph, you can really add a starting point. Let's say you want to add a starting point, not from 0. You can do that. Then it starts from exactly from the bottom end. So you can change the place where you start uh, the graph. You can invert if you want, but I don't think that's need to be done. All right, so try it. Now you know how to draw the best fit line, similar to Excel. You can do using the side areas. Now this graph, I don't need this title, so I'm gonna delete it. I don't need it. Delete, apply. Now it's a wonderful graph. You can just export this as an image if you like. That can be done. That's the way to do it. Error bars, I discussed last time how to put error bars. But if you really need a quick recall how to put error bars, when you're putting error bars, remember you need to have another column. Put the error bars or the error. So let's put the error. You need to first select the, is it Y error or X error? It's going to be Y error. Then I'm going to put, let's say, the number. Now remember, these are extremely smaller numbers. I'm quickly putting some number just to show you how to put error bars. All right, so these are the error bars or the error of each data point. So you can, if you want to put error bars, go to the graph and plot add error bars under graph, add error bars. You can see the column 3 gonna be error add. So you can add the error bar. So even if you make any changes to the number, that will automatically update even. So that's what's gonna happen. So that's the way to add the error bars. All right, someone want to share the link again. All right, so these are the 2 links. First one is for the SourceForge link to download SciDavis. Second one is the SciDavis official web page link. So that's how you add error bars and everything is added. All right. Any question up to now? One more thing you can do using this SciDavis, if you want to have a set of data analyzed statistically, you can do that. So now if you want the average of this set of data, you can go to statistics on a column, statistics on a row. So this is statistics on a column. So the column is selected. So if you do that, you can have the average and some of these other information about a single column. So you can see here the standard deviation, variance, sum, maxima, minima. So everything can be calculated just with the one click. So this is much easier. Even Excel you can do it, but this is much easier for me. Is there a way to change the x-axis location to the top of the graph, not to the bottom? Definitely yes. So if you want to change the axis place, so you just click on the graph, then sorry, you click on the axis. Now this is the axis. So if you want to put the axis at a different place, let's say on top, you can click top, you can apply, then all right. So the bottom axis is the one we have now. So you can delete x-axis title. Then you go to top, you put show the x-axis title, you apply, and go to bottom, just disappear it. So now you have on the top the x-axis. Now the advantage of this side edit is you can have multiple axes like two y-axis or two x-axis based on your choice. Let's say you have two set of data, two calibration plots for two compounds. Then you need to have two y-axes or two x-axes based on two different scales of responses or two different scales of concentration. So I'll redo this. You just click on the axis, go to axis. It's already showing. You just click show, unshow, then you can type the title, concentration. Then you have that's on the top. I know it's in Excel, it's much it can be a really difficult process. So that's why I just want to show you how to do this. All right, any question about this kind of no, if you really developing a graph based on an equation, then you may not really need to show data points because there aren't any data points. The question is if we are developing or showing a variation based on an equation, do we have to show data points? Not really, because there aren't any data points. What you show is how the response varies uh, with the concentration based on an equation. Best fit line, definitely yes. Best fit line, how you do it? You go to the graph, you click on the graph, then you go to graphs, the analysis. Under analysis, you have quick fit, you have fit linear. Since we did linear, I'll go to fit polynomial. Since we have this kind of a curved version here. To do that, let me remove the error bars, click on the graph. This is what I'm gonna remove the error bars. This is the error bar one. I'm gonna remove the error bars. Now error bars are gone. Now if you want to fit the polynomial one, you click on the graph, the analysis, quick fit. Fit linear gives the linear one. Polynomial one gives the polynomial. So I think I did a mistake because I need to select the graph, not a set of data. Analysis, quick fit, fit polynomial. Think we now we'll try again. The data set, analysis, quick fit. think there's an issue with the data set, maybe not really a good data set for the polynomial fit. I'll try some other set of data, but what I have to really show you is if you want to have the good fit or any other version, then you go to analysis, quick fit, fit linear. That gives you the linear data set. Now, I think I have done a mistake here. Let me try to fix that issue. Since I select a data point here, that's the reason why it's given this issue. Let's try one more time. Select the graph, analysis, quick fit, fit linear. Try one more time. If this time is not work, I have to restart. Select the graph, analysis, quick fit, fit linear. Right now it's working. So that's the way to get the linear fit for the line. Similarly, you can go to analysis, quick fit, the polynomial one, fit, that gives you that curved line. So let me remove the linear fit. That's the polynomial fit. So the curved one. Now, if you like to see the one in different colors, you can just do it by changing the color. The polynomial one, black dotted line, the linear one, a different color. That can be done all the time. So if you want to really make the area under the curve, even you can do it using. All right, so quickly I'll show you one more thing. Now, sometimes you want to have two graphs on the same image. I have some question. Now, for a calibration graph, its accepted number is 8 for a calibration graph, and you must have equidistance concentrations for a calibration graph. Equidistance concentration 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Not 1, 6, 8, 10. No, not that way. Equidistance data points for a calibration graph. But 5 is sufficient to have scientifically accepted graph. But if you need to have polynomial or linear relationship, then higher number of data points always better. But equidistance is essential. Then people may not ask why you don't have a data point here, why you don't have a data point there. So equidistance concentration, so equidistant data points, maximum number is always good. Is there any way to show the best fit equation on the graph? Yes, you can do that. Just click on the graph. Go to edit. The function is shown. There's a way to show the try to work it out. There's a way to get it done. 1 second. Uh, all right. Let me try to find while I'm showing you the next option. I'll get back to that question, how to show the graph and the equation on the image. But this is not what I really want to show you next. If you want to have two graphs on the same image. Now, earlier what we did when you're using Excel, you are trying to get two graphs by developing them independently, then get it done. But here you have another option called under graphs, add layer, another layer on top of the graph. So check this under graphs, add layer, right? When you do that, it asks where to put the second graph. You can say guest or top left corner. Then you have two graphs on the same. But see what I can do by really using. Now this is my second graph, but it's extremely bigger. So what I can do is I can really have two graphs on top of another. Right? So that's something you can do. So now you can't see the graph because the first one is the one at the bottom and this one is the one at the top. So you can change the graph 1 to graph 2 by clicking these two. If you want to plot a graph, one in another, that's usually common in many cases. You may need 2-3 graphs. So you can have 1, 2, 3, even multiple graphs. I don't know why the Scidevis is keep crashing today. Extremely painful thing. Maybe I'm running multiple programs in my computer. So what I'm trying to explain is how to have multiple graphs. Let me quickly collect the data set again because I got crashed. So you can quickly draw the graph. That's my graph for the image. If you need a second one, you can select on the image. You can go to graph, add layer. So that's the second one. You can change the size of these graphs by just the same manner. You can change the size of it. You can change the place of it. We can do anything. So you can have multiple graphs on one another. So that's much easier for you to when you have one graph, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can have any number by doing this. So if you want to make the size change, you can do it. You can keep it here. You can change the size based on your choice. So multiple graphs. Sometimes it's required. So that's the way to get it done. graph inside of another graph. That's how we do it. All right. Any question about this adding multiple graphs and these things? So let me try to show you one more thing using side A's. Maybe that's important for engineers and some scientists working in engineering and technology field. Maybe you need to fit, not polynomial, not linear, maybe some other. So let me quickly put some data. 1, 3, 4, 6, 9, 17, 9, 6, 4, 3, 5. So I'm gonna now if you want to draw the Gaussian distribution. So this is a collection of data, let's say time versus number of cars travel in a road. So in the daytime, it's higher, but in the morning, it's less. In the afternoon, it's getting again lesser. So if you want to have the Gaussian distribution, you can go to quick fit again, fit Gaussian. So there's no Gaussian relationship. That's why it's not really showing. Let me try again by changing few things. The graph tools, quick fit. All right, let me try again one more time. When I put this hypothetical data, it's always happens. Tools, quick fit. It's not appearing. Quick fit. All right, I'll give it up, but it should work. That's the way to get the Gaussian fit, uh, quick fit line. Let me try something else. Now, polynomial one works, but Gaussian one, it's not working properly. It's not really something look like Gaussian. That's why. Let me try by changing the data because I really want to show you how to get the Gaussian curve. Polynomial one works, but the Gaussian one is not working. Let me change the data and quickly try to show you how to get the Gaussian one. 1, 2, 6, 9, 12, 6, 9, 6, 9, 1, 2, 1. I don't know why it's not giving me the Gaussian. 1, 1, 2, 6, 9, 12. Okay, I know why it's not. This is not. With distance. All right, one more time. Let's try Gaussian fit analysis, quick fit. Now it's working. Now earlier situation was really, I did not have enough data, and that's why it's not really provide me the information. Now in Gaussian fit, it provides me the upper point, the amplitude, the center, all the information given here. So you can just use this data after analyzing the Gaussian curve. So similarly, you can have this other fits like Boltzmann, exponential decay. So some of these other ones. So that's what you can do. Try to learn how to do this. This is something extremely important. Right? All right. So these are some of the things you can do. Let me go to some different types of graphs. Now, last time we had not time to do this pie charts and the three-dimensional charts. So let me quickly show you how to do a three-dimensional chart, because maybe it's so when you're doing three-dimensional graph, you need three axes, X, Y, and C. So this is the C axis. So I'm just show you how to do a three-dimensional one. These are the three-dimensional. So this is the column. So this is the three-dimensional one. You can rotate it. I think I showed you this last time. But now, when you have a three-dimensional graph, there are a few options going to be activated. Now, these set of options are not activated unless you have a three-dimensional graph. So when you have this three-dimensional graph, you have these options activated. So understand you need to have a three-dimensional graph, then some of these other options are activated. So let me try to put this in a nicer manner. Okay, so let's keep it. Now you can have various options. I'm not really going to details about some of these options because not even us working on some of these extremely complex three-dimensional graphs, but you can really have some of these options, like you can try these options and see how you can plot three-dimensional graph, especially if you have three axes, let's say time, concentration versus another parameter, or XY is the land area and the density of grass on the land area. So these kind of graphs can be two-dimensional, but When you have a third axis, it's going to be three-dimensional. So three-dimensional graphs are important. You can do this with Cy Davis. The similar options are available. You can rename axes and etc. for a three-dimensional graph. Okay, so I'm going to keep Cy Davis for a while. I'm going to shift to MS Word. So one thing you may having an issue with MS Word. Sometimes, so this is nothing to do with our work. Now, let's say you need to have a table in the middle of your document. The landscape manner, not the portrait, the landscape manner. I'm going to make this page smaller for you to understand this scenario. Now, this page is portrait. But let's say after this page, you need to have a landscape table. Right? So let me put a table here. So this is the table you have in the landscape page, sorry, portrait page. But if you need to have a landscape page next, see what happens. I'm gonna jump to the next page, next page, next page. So if you make this page landscape, all the pages going to be landscape. So how you make a single page landscape, rest of the pages kept portrait. So that's what I'm going to discuss. A single page in the middle, landscape. The rest of pages are portrait. Give me 1 second. I'll change my place because it's extremely noise. I don't know, someone start maybe to trim grass the next door neighbors. So it's extremely noisy here. I'll change the place and I'll continue the rest of the work. Right, give me 1 second. All right, thank you so much for being patient. It was extremely noisy. That's why I have to change the place. So what I was trying to explain, if you need to make a single page portrait to landscape in your document, because I believe soon all these thesis submission probably going to be e-version. I don't think it's no longer going to be printed version due to extreme expensive
printing process plus some other technical issues. So if you want to change a single page landscape to portrait or portrait to landscape, this is how you do it. Under insert, under layout, there's something called section breaks, right? So this is section break. Now, if you want to make this page, the second page landscape, you go to the previous page and you put a section break in the next page. Now, this page is separated from the previous page. Then what you do is you make the second page landscape. Now, first page is portrait, second page is landscape. But unfortunately, all the pages are still landscape. So how you make the rest portrait? So let me show you that. So can you open your MS Word and try this? Then I'll show you how to do the next trick, how to make the rest of it portrait again. Now, the way to do this, you go to the page where you want to make it portrait. Just a page before, you do the same thing. You just make it again, break, section break. You put a section break to the next page. Then you go to orientation, make it portrait. Now you can see, putting two section breaks, I separated the middle page from the rest of pages. Then I managed to make everything. Now first page is landscape. Then so that's how to do it, the whole thing. Any questions about the whole thing about MS Word, how to do this? This is extremely important if you want to add, let's say, a table here to the middle. Like I said,
the landscape manner. Good question. Number will continue. Now remember, even the pages landscape, when you put numbers, number will appear in electronic version the correct manner. The reason is you get the number at the bottom. So that won't be an issue. But what's going to happen is when you print this and bind, now see, when you print this and bind, the landscape page going to be binded the same manner the portrait page will be bind. So this number will go on to the your right hand side middle of the page. You need to take it or you have to bring it down to the bottom of your page. Now remember, in MS Word, if I remember correctly, there's no single way the page numbers can be interchanged from page to page, the place. So what you have to do is make this number start to appear bottom here, then you have to make it disappear only for that page. Then you have to take it to the other side. But in printing, that won't be an issue because you can print it separately and you can bind it separately. But the issue going to be happen when you make it the electronic version. So that's what's going to happen. So in electronic version, this is an issue. So to fix this issue, this is the way we do this. We have multiple questions about MS Word. All right, how to insert 3 different types of headers? How to change initial page numbers? Front page without page number, first page in Roman number, rest of the. All right, so this is I think I tell you what to do. Now you can really add the section breaks and the other options and make it happen. Now, for example, you go to insert page numbers, format page numbers. Now you can see under format page numbers, you can really add page numbers starting at what page. So let's say you want to have page numbers for the first 3 page numbers, bottom of the page, Roman numbers. So let me get the Roman numbers. Let's put any number. So these are the numbers I put. If you want to really page numbers, format page numbers, you need Roman numbers starting at 1. So that's how we do it. So now you have these numbers added. Let me make it. So this is Roman 1. But since you have a section break here, this is Arabic number 2. So that's the
So what I did, I'll take a new document. I think that's much easier to show you how to get it done. File, new document. Now I'm going to make it extremely smaller for you to see the number of pages. Now, if you want to have first 2 page Roman or Arabic, let's put first 2 page. So first 2 page, after second page, you insert a section break. Then what's going to happen is the first 2 pages is one section, the rest of the pages are another section. So when you have this section break, first 2 page, you can insert page numbers, maybe Arabic or Roman. Now, still you are seeing here all 3 page numbers are Arabic, right? 1, 2, and 3. But see what happens when you change. You go to first page, page number, format page numbers. You change it to Arabic. So it's 1. Since you have a section break, this is from number 2. So then what you have to do is from here onward, format page numbers starting at 1. Then you can have first number is this is Arabic, sorry, Roman. Then from here onward, it's Arabic. So this section break can really use it to put numbers and separate some of these things. Placing an image for landscape page, any resolve the numbering issue? Yes, numbering issue, you can fix it adding number as a what it call maybe a text box. So then you can have the number at the right place. So that's the only way I know how to fix that issue, right? So page number issue, I showed you how to have 2 types of the page numbers. Now, if you don't want to show the page numbers on the first page, you go to a footer option, edit footer. You can just different first page, right? Under different first page, everything gonna be disappeared. You can have the first page without any numbers. See, no numbers or any page. You can just make it different. So even at the middle, you can have section break and make it really different from the rest. Any question about these 2 things? How to avoid page numbering without front page? Yep, that's what I try to explain. Now, any document, let me take a new document and show you. This is a new document, a single page. Now, if you want to, let's say, have multiple pages, let me quickly put multiple pages. Insert, break, multiple pages. Now, see,
these are the multiple page. Let's say this is your thesis, page numbers, bottom of the page number. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 page numbers. So if you want to have, not to have a number on your first page, you go to page numbering, format page numbering. That's one way. But different first page, you go to different first page, then see what happens. First page number going to be disappear. There's no number on your first page. See, but your second page start from number 2. So to fix that issue, you click on the number, you go to page numbers, format page numbers, starting at number 1. Oh, sorry. Page numbers, format page numbers. Yes, I think I did a mistake here. You need to have a section break here if you want to separate this page from the rest. Insert, so layout, break, section break. Then that issue can be resolved. So what I did, I add a section break from the first page, then so add a section break, then you can have the next page onward numbers. How to below modification, how to insert 3 different types of headers. What do you mean by 3 different types of headers? That's the question I had. If you can really just explain me how to add a different types of header. 3 different types of headers. I'm not sure what you mean by 3 different. If you want to have 3 different types of headers, the section breaks is the only possible solution. Now, let me try to answer one more question. Another one asked how to have this first page empty, second page onward numericals of Roman, then Arabic, right? So this is how to do it. So take the first page, go to breaks, add a section break, right? So now you have a section break onward this page. Then you go insert, you put page numbers, bottom of the page. That's it. Now the issue is, I'll show you. Issue is, since you have a section break, first page, number 1, second page, number 1, next page, number 1, because you have multiple section breaks. What you need to do is, first one, you want to disappear this number. How you do it? You can have different type of a page. That's how you do it. I think I already switch on this different type of page. So I think remove page numbers one more time. All right. I'll go stepwise again because I think I did a mistake here. So you take the document, add a section break after the first page, right? Go to the first page, add a section break. Let me remove page numbers. Remove page numbers. I'll delete all the pages. So the first page, no section break, nothing. You need first page empty, second page Roman, third page Arabic. Go to layout, breaks, next page section break, right? So then let's say you have multiple pages.
First one. Let's put a number, right? Now these numbers are already inserted because I'm adding numbers. Section break. How you remove a page number, you go to page number or format heading and other thing different from first page. So when you click different first page, you can remove the page number from the first page. If you want to add page number from second onward, you go to footer, page numbers, bottom of the page, add page numbers. Then you have page number from there onward. But you can make the first one different from first page. So you can delete the page number from the first page. Different first page, remove the page number from the first page. Section breaks, you can have Roman and Arabic from each section to another section. So that's the way to get it done. Then I have another question. For the 3 different types of header. Chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, conclusion. That what you can do is again section breaks. First page header. See what I'm going to do here. Now chapter 1, if I type chapter 1, nothing going to appear on the second page. Why? There's a section break between first page and second page. On second page, if I put chapter 2, that will appear on all the other chapters. But let's go here and put another section break. Here, section break. Breaks, section break. You have this page. I'm going to put a section break to the next page. So the next page, you can change the chapter to chapter 3. The reason is you have a section break. So see, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, every time when you put a section break, section 3, section 1, first page, section, you can change these based on your choice. So section break is the only way to get this thing done. So remember, that's the only way I know how to get it done. But when you add a proper section breaks, each section can have a different header, different numbers, etc. So try it. That's the only way I know, right? Okay. Any other questions on MS Word? Any other question on MS Word? Okay, let me quickly go to the MS PowerPoint. All right. That's another question. When you write stuff like this, is it easy if the figure number can be automatically changed with the different edit along with, but do this chapter must be properly number named. Now, I'm not a fan of automatic numbering. I'm really have to say that, because automatic this figure number and other things always gives us issues. But some universities, they provide a Word, a thesis format or a format prepared with MS Word and other things. If that's the case, then no issue, you can use it. But if such is not provided, doing it automatic always gives some
complications. So do not really try to make everything automatic. That may provide you some issues. So that's my advice. But if you want to do automatic numbering or bringing these table and everything to the front page, that's perfectly fine. But that can produce some issues, right? Okay, let me quickly go to the PowerPoint, because again, PowerPoint is the mode we are using for presentation preparation. Rule number 1. This is something I always see. Remember this. Under design, you have this slide size. I have seen many students, even now, using this 4:3 ratio instead of 16:9 ratio. So that's a critical mistake, because most projectors are set to 16:9. When you're preparing even a video for your thesis presentation, always use 16:9 version. Always use 16:9 version. That's the rule you have to follow. All right, rule number 1. Rule number 2, do not use any of the templates given by Microsoft. When you do presentation, when I see you are using a template given by Microsoft, I always think, to me, it's not scientific. That's how I see it. You might disagree with me, but when you're using a template given by Microsoft, how you get a template given by Microsoft? Go here, Teams. So these are the templates given by Microsoft. But I'm not recommending any of you to use these ones. You might disagree. Fine, I accept. You have a choice to use any of these templates. It's your choice. But to me, I don't like these templates, because those templates will destroy your thesis presentation. That's the way I look at it. So how you get your own template? That's so simple. You can prepare your own template. I'll quickly go and show you how you can prepare your own template quickly. You can select the template you like from PowerPoint Microsoft template database, or you can go to what do you call this, view. Under view, you have this slide master. You can go to the master template and edit the template the way you want. So what I'm trying to do here is add a color or a background image to your presentation, or prepare your own template. So how you do this? Go to slide master. When you click slide master, it gives you all the possible layouts in your PowerPoint presentation template. So all these ones are not really useful. So I'm going to erase some of these. So these are the ones we're going to erase. These are not really useful for me. So these are not useful. I'm selecting these 4 as my templates, right? MS Office, how to link the content page items with relevant page. Oh, MS Office, I'm not sure whether you can do it, but in PDFs, you can do it. I'm not sure whether MS Office providing that option. I'm unaware about that kind of option in MS Office. But in PDF, if you take any professional PDF editor, you can link a page to the title or to the other pages or other sections. So MS Office, I'm not sure whether it can be done.
So how you edit your Microsoft PowerPoint template. Now, if you edit anything on the first slide, the bigger one, then that change applies for everything. Let me show you that. If you want to change the color, if you want to have a nicer color, go to color and select a color scheme, or you can have a background style, format background, background style, format background. Under format background, you can, under solid fill, you can select a color. If you select this color, all your slides going to be that color. But for my research presentation, I don't like just a color. I like a background image as well. So how you add a background image? So that's what we're going to do next. To add a background image, you really need to create a background image first. So that can be done using PowerPoint, or it can be done using some other software like image editing. So let me show you how to do it using PowerPoint. Take any empty PowerPoint slide. So this is an empty PowerPoint slide. Change this to the blank template. Now in my PowerPoint, I always have this dotted line. That's called grid. Under view, the gradient lines. If you like, you can have even ruler or even guides, right? So that's your choice. So using this, under draw, under insert, I'm going to insert some shapes. So this is my top line, a beautiful line. Maybe I can put the name of my university or an image, even the logo of university image. I can add it. I can even change the color to a color you like. Even to the bottom, I'm going to insert another shape. So this is the other one. Now in this one, I can put page numbers, my name or my degree, like, or any running theme like PhD, thesis, defense, the date, anything you can add, right? So these going to be unchanged, or these will be appeared on every page of your PowerPoint presentation. So let's change the color. All right, that's what I have. Now, if you want to type anything on here, you can go to insert, you can go to clip art, or you can go to word art, or you can have a text box, and you can put, let's say, PhD thesis. So that's what you can have. So you can have any font in any language. So you can have it. If you like to have a picture, let's say I want to have University of Colombo logo, right? So I'm going to search University of Colombo logo. Now remember, when you're putting a logo of a university, some universities may have specific logos for thesis and PowerPoint presentations. So think about that when you're selecting a logo from your university. So this is the logo. I like this black color one. Copy. Go to my PowerPoint. Go to paste. 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 Paste special. Device independent bitmap. Ooh, wrong choice. Paste. Paste special. Bitmap. Still that. Paste. Paste special. PNG. That's good. So I'm gonna make it a little smaller. I like to have the logo here, even a little smaller. All right, that's gonna do it. So this is my template background image. So after you do this, go to File, Save As, to the desktop, template image.
save it as an image, right? BMP or a JPEG, that's fine. Just save it as an image. All slide, just this slide. So I saved this one. So let's go back to my template development process. So in template development process, background style, earlier we add a color. So this time I need a picture. So picture or text fill, the second option. I show you how I went there again. Background style, format background, picture or texture fill, go here, insert a picture from a file where I have the file on my desktop. So what happened with that? Didn't I save it properly? Let me try again to save this. Here's my one. Save as, browse. Desktop. Image. 10. It says it's there, but I can't see it. Picture, insert from a file. It's there, temp image. Now see what I have here. I have the background image I created, inserted to all the layouts. Then you can close the master view. So this is your own PowerPoint presentation template. You can have any layout, anything. So that's how it's going to work. Okay. So to me, when you're presenting your thesis, or like, let's say your PhD thesis defense, having your own such a template would be really, to me, it's look nicer rather than having a template from Microsoft PowerPoint. Some universities may have their own templates for thesis and PhD defense, but some may not. If so, use the one given by the university. If not, you can have your own one. So the color can be selected based on your university colors. Now for University of Colombo, maroon and blue color are the like gold and blue color are the thematic colors. So we go with those colors with the university logo. When you select a university logo, be careful to select the correct logo, specifically allowed to use in thesis defense or in such presentations. So that's my advice. All right, the other one. So when you have your presentation prepared, one advice to me: do not add any animations. That's a big no for me when you have animations. Why animations are big no? The reason is when you go there, probably you might not be allowed to use your own laptop. They may have their laptop. So if you have your presentation in PowerPoint, let's say 365, maybe university might not have that, or the computer might be a little slow. There can be many other technical issues when you have animations. So do not have animations. But if you really want to see or show some kind of a transition, rather than adding animations, you can have what? You can have different way of doing that. I'm going to show it to you using one of my presentations. But before that, the next advice is convert your PowerPoint presentation to PDF. Do your presentation PDF version. The reason is, again, version to version, some of these formatting can be here and there. Superscript, subscript can be go here and there. So to avoid that, convert your PowerPoint presentation to PDF, then do your presentation. So that's the next advice. I'll show you how I did it. But before that, let's say you want to type sulfate, SO4, how you get superscript and subscript in PowerPoint. I have seen many students having this issue of doing superscript and subscript in PowerPoint. It's easy. If you want superscript, Control Shift plus. If you want subscript, Control plus. It's a keyboard shortcut. That's the way to do it if you want to do it. But complex equations might not be possible to do it on PowerPoint. Then you have to have it in an image and insert as an image to PowerPoint. So that's the only way to do it. So superscript, subscript, you know it. Convert your PowerPoint to a PDF before you do the presentation. The next one, do not use animations, but if you want to show transitions, there are ways to get it done. All right, let me show you how I did it in one of my lectures. Give me 1 second. Let me try to pull it out. Okay, maybe the first one or the second one. Maybe the first one. Yes. All right, see, now I want to show some transition on my PowerPoint presentation. So in here, I'm not using the template given by Microsoft. I have my own template for my lectures. There's a ribbon and black color background, similar to the chalkboard. Then the letters are in white color. Again, an advice, if you're doing a presentation in an environment with more light, then background should be white, letter should be black. But if you do a presentation in a darker environment, sometimes your PhD presentation may done in a hall where lights are switched off, then black color background and white color letters is the ideal way to get it through. See the ribbon underneath with my email address and the course code and the course title. So this is the template I prepared. It's so much nicer to me rather than using a template given by Microsoft. Now, if you want to show the transitions, see, I'm going to show you some transitions without any animations. Let's go to the full presentation mode. I'll go slide by slide, see what I am showing you. Then I'm going to show you how I did it. All right, so this is the full screen view. So I want to show some transitions, right? So that's what I did. It's only a small one, but that's the way I did the transition. So I did the transition. I never done any animations. I have multiple slides going one to another. Right? So then one slide changing the other one, keeping these titles and everything same place. So how I did it, I prepared the first one, make a duplicate and update it, another duplicate, update, another duplicate, update. Then I have multiple slides. These transitions much nicer and better. So that's how it's work, right? And I don't like transition, why it's always crash and some complications can happen. So if you convert this into PDF, you can do the presentation in PDF in the full view mode of PDF, right? So you go to PDF, then you go to view, you can go to fit with. That's the mode you have to follow if you want to do a presentation in PDF, or full screen mode. See, it's much better than PowerPoint. The reason is PDF readers are available all the places, and you don't have any issue with if you have a PDF version with you. So that's the trick I'm usually doing when I have to do a presentation. So remember that. Right. Okay, so basically, that's what I really want to discuss with you today. And we expand our knowledge on Sai Davis to little higher level. And please read the help guide given by Sai Davis that contains so much information that can help you to understand Sai Davis better. And even PowerPoint giving you so many options, use those options only when required. Don't make your PowerPoint really complex and animation full. That's really bad. Sometimes technically, that can be a blunder or a mistake when you do the presentation if you get stuck. Have a PDF version. Always PDF version can be helpful to save your day if PowerPoint is not functioning or it's crashed or if it's an older version. So PDF can be always up to date and always available in any computer. So that's kind of things I really want to discuss. If you have any more questions, we have maybe 10 minutes more I can answer, and I'm happy to answer any of the questions you may have regarding any of the things we discussed today or any other thing I might be able to answer. Any questions, anything you want me to discuss? All right, we have a question. Is there any standard font for font size in PowerPoint presentation? Now, usually what we do is, if you can see or read your PowerPoint when you stretch your hand from the screen, arm's length, then it's readable when it's projected onto the screen. But remember this, some places, they keep the projector so close to the wall, then the projection is so small, then you might not be able to read. So my advice is, if you ever have to do a presentation, especially like your thesis and etc., have a look on the place beforehand. Maybe make sure you know where you're going to do the presentation. But usual font size is maybe for the title, maybe 40, but rest of the words, you can keep it like 28, 32 size. That would be ideal. But for a title, I usually go for 40. So 32, 28, the rest of the words. So 40 and 28, 38. That's the numbers I'm keeping. That's my own way of deciding, but it's always that worked for me up to now, but be careful, especially check the place if it's possible. That's my advice. Okay, any more questions? If it's not a like a thesis presentation or a scientific like conference presentation, if it's a technical presentation or a workshop, then you are free to use colors and other things. That's my personal view. It can be different from person to person, but the color and the background can be matched with the like a warmer color or like a color that calm people, or like a we call it like a friendly color, but do not use any really dark or that type of color. White is fine, but if you like light blue, light yellow, green might work, but really light colors, right? But again, white and plain colors are advised. Possible to get several. Someone asking whether I can give thesis presentations. I have only one thesis presentation because it's my own one. My student one, I don't think I can provide those. But what I can do is I can, you can Google search some of these foreign universities. They have their own templates for thesis presentation. They have their own templates for thesis writing. So if you Google that, it can be freely downloaded. Their library is having these free templates, MS Word templates, as well as MS PowerPoint templates. That really helpful for you to see what other countries do and what other countries set as the guidelines. That's the way to get it download. Any more questions? Any more questions? We have a question. Some journals and proposals, if request, convert. All right, it's an extremely good question. Now, question is always when you prepare any image, any diagram from your research work, prepare it to the maximum resolution when you're preparing it for the first time. Maximum resolution, right? Maximum resolution. Then you are safe, because even they request a smaller version in the size or lesser resolution, you can convert it to, you can downgrade that always. But if you have a smaller image, the size or lower resolution, you can't upgrade it to a better value. It's always going to be extremely poor in quality. So the software I'm using is again a free software. I'm going to show you that. It's called Paint.net. I think I said this even last time. Let me share the screen. So this is the software. It's called Paint.net. If you Google get Paint.net, you can download it. Now let's say we have an image. Let me try to grab an image. So this is my image. Okay. Let me make a snapshot of it. So that's my image. So here's your image copied to the paint.net. So now this image, what is the size of it? You can find it from the bottom. So it's 1083 width pixel and 579 to the height. But if you want to resize it, you go to resize. You can resize. You can resize based on width or the pixel or by the centimeters. So like SI units like meters or centimeters or inches. So when you have the best quality image, downgrading is always possible. That upgrading is not going to be possible. So if you try to upgrade it, let's say you try to see this going to be really blurry. Let me do that. Resize. Maintain aspect ratio. I'm going to make it 2000. Let's say 5000. So if you make this image extremely bigger, the actual image going to be blurry. So that's why I'm always telling you, when you're creating it the first time, make it the best in quality. Then you can downgrade it without any issue. So that's my advice. So the software is paint.net. If you Google get paint.net, you can download this software. All right. So that's the answer for that question. Is it master strict given time or how we exceed a little bit more? Any concerns? All right. Always finish your presentation on time. That's professional. That's it. No, it doesn't matter what the presentation you do. Even you are the teacher of the class, finish it on time. As a student, you feel really good when teacher finish on time, because there can be other things. When you're delaying your presentation, I have seen this in multiple places. Since you are the invited speaker, you are allowed to speak more than what you given in time wise. Finish your presentation on time. That is a must. If you don't do that, whoever the person you are, to me, it's not professional. So finish your presentation on time. That's the advice. Now, let's say I'm dragging this presentation till 11:30. How are you going to feel it? You're gonna feel really, really bad. But if I want to do that, then there's a way to get it done. Request, get the proper approval, then do it. I mean, even that in the middle, changing your time allocation, that's not good. So try to learn to finish your presentation on time. That's a must. No other way I can answer that question. All right. Any more questions? All right. This question is for the coordinators. One of coordinator can answer. How do we get the certificate? Please given for whole course or session wise. As far as I know, you need to have some type of number of attendance, and you have to make a payment. It given for the whole course. If you complete the whole course with the satisfactory attendance, and when you make the payment, the organizers will give you a certificate. That's what I know. Yes, it doesn't matter where are you from. Even you're the president of a country, if you can't finish your presentation on time, no point of talking about professionalism. But remember, in some presentations, in some conference, they follow some really strict guidelines. 10 minutes mean 10 minutes. At 10 minutes, the PowerPoint, the projector will shut down automatically. So even you cannot continue. So make sure you finish it on time. All right. Now what I do is when you make presentation more and more, you really understand one slide of your presentation, what the time you require. And you can adjust the time in the middle, maybe skipping some of the unwanted parts, and keep some background information ready. If you go a little quicker, how to catch time or how to spend a little more time, some extra information. Even if you want to spend a little more time, don't repeat the same thing you said. That's advice. But you can cut down always some content based on the time limitation. So make sure. But when you do the presentation, don't look at your watch and try to do that. What I usually do is when I do the presentation in a professional, let's say a conference or somewhere else, I keep my phone in front of me with the timer set. Then I can see the numbers at a bigger. Then I can follow it. So that's what I do. All right. Any other questions? All right. I think that's all from my side. Professor Banduni or any other organizer. We are done for the day. We can finish the session. All right, maybe I'll finish the whole thing. All right, thank you so much for participating and being here with us for this session. And remember, this is an extension to what we did last time. SciDavis is a freeware, so I hope that helped for you to really make things in better and look nicer, right? And like I said, all these three things should be learned while you're doing your research, not at the time you start writing a thesis. When you're writing, write, but first learn how these things and get ready for your work. So that's my advice. Again, thank you so much for being with us. And the organizers will let you know what the next session is. And hopefully you will participate in those. And Professor Banduni is here.
Sorry that the elected person came and I had to go downstairs.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. And I think that it was really successful, and I was there till somewhat end. And okay. Right. Okay. And so what was that? Professor Kamal, I was not here for last maybe 10 minutes time.
Last 10 minutes is just for the questions and answers. They had some questions, so I had to answer this. That's it.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. And okay, there are so many disturbances from home also. I'm sorry, really sorry for that. And next week, probably that we will have the paper writing workshop with Professor Dilanthi Amaratunga. And dear participants, thank you so much for being with us today also. And next week, and after several weeks time that we are going to end our certificate program. I hope that you have found the today's one also very successful. And also that we will meet Professor Kaumal once again with the commercialization program, and he will give us a date. And so with that, thank you very much, and see you once again in next week. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Kaumal. Thank you so much. And
all right, thank you all.
And Engineer Manti, and also that the IESL. Thank you so much. Thank you.